Sometimes as we reach the end of a Football Manager life cycle, I forget just how much fun it can be to be down in non-league. But we're currently sat with 2 goal-a-game strikers in our team, neither of them in the top 3 goal scorers in the division. Being in a world where goalkeepers don't know how to keep goal and defenders don't know what defending is brilliant. Hello and welcome to Club 2, Part 3 of Non-League to Legend. I'm Kev, and coming up on today's episode we have 2 home games, one against Hendon, one against Hungerford, both in the Conference South. Since you were last with me, we were doing okay. We recovered from the defeat against Whitehawk with a few wins. There was a mysterious defeat in there against Eastbourne, which troubled me a little bit. But we have also made it through to the 4th qualifying round of the FA Cup, and we're hoping that if we can navigate our way past Halifax, we're going to find our way into the FA Cup first round, which will be a first for Football Manager 2018 for me. This is the team that we're going to be putting out there today for the first of today's 2 games against Hendon. And the big news on team selection wise is the injury to Jack Compton, who I can't even remember what's wrong with him, a thigh strain. He's already been out. He's missed like 3 games already. In fact, we can see how many he's missed, because that's how many fixtures played. So he's missed 3 games so far. He's going to be out for a couple more weeks. So you're unlikely to see anything of Jack Compton today. But Dylan Fixter seems to be doing a perfectly adequate job of deputising for him on the left-hand side of midfield. So this is our team. We've got Ashmore in goal, a back 4 of Osborne, Kilgore, Stone and Minahan with Fixter, Gallagher, Ovenden and Otim in midfield, and Mills and Robles up front. Let's get into the game. Let's hopefully go score a big pile of goals. Robles is just ahead of Mills on the top goal scorers charts for us at the moment. I think he has 11 goals, Mills has 9. But the top scorers in the division are on like 15 goals. I mean, I don't understand. It surely won't be possible for them to keep their more than a goal a game records going throughout the whole season. But I just hope my 2 lads can keep scoring at just about a goal a game. Just about a goal a game from both of them. I said it in the last episode and I stand by it. I still think it's true. If we can keep Mills and Robles fit and keep hold of them, we will get promoted this year. And we're 1-0 up after 6 minutes thanks to an Alfie Kilgore goal from a free kick from Minahan, and that puts us up to 4th place in the league, just 3 points off the top of the table. So, you know, still well within touch. I think this is only the 12th game of the season and we are in form nice and early on. So if we can maintain this form throughout the season, I mean, that's not much to ask, is it? Oh, you've won a lot of games, Kev. All you need to do now to get promoted is win a lot more. Oh, well, if I'd have known it was that simple, we'd have got up with Alfreton last year. Thanks for the tactical tips, Kev. You're welcome, Kev. But point is, we're doing all right and I'm enjoying it. It's lots of fun. Right, Fixter back to Osborne, who plays it forward to Mills, who's in behind, and I don't really understand how he didn't score. Danny Mills always scores. He missed that one though, and it's Minahan to take the corner. Corner comes in and it's Gallagher arriving late, falls to Fixter, who, I mean, that was a really tame effort, just kind of tapping it into the defenders who were lining up in front of him. He wasn't threatening the goal at any point. He's doing okay as a deputy on the left wing. He is doing okay. He's very much a backup player though. You can tell he was someone who was signed as a last minute thing on loan when I realised I didn't have anyone else at the club who could play on the left hand side of midfield. But he was never intended to play very many games, and this is why he's not ready yet. He might be a good player in a year or two's time. He's a long way from ready yet though, so we need Compton back as soon as possible to start creating all those delightful chances again. But there was Fixter, back to Ovenden, who's in lots of space, finds Otim, who can cross to Robles, and now Robles has missed. Both Robles and Mills have had really good chances in this game. I really hope this isn't a sign of things to come. Looking at their ratings for the match, they're the 2 lowest ratings in the team, apart from Ovenden. They are now level with Ovenden. So what I would potentially consider, certainly while Compton's injured, my 3 best players are putting in the worst performances. But there's Otim and scores. It was, who was it, Gallagher who set that up? The throw-in came in, and I think it's Gallagher who cut it back to Otim, who'd cut inside a long, long way. Let's look at it on the replay. So it is Gallagher who picks it up from the throw-in, squares it to Otim, our right winger, who's come well inside to just take matters into his own hands. If the front 2 are going to be missing, let's drift in off the wing and convert a throw in. 2-0 up. We should, in theory, be able to go and win this game from here, but we're going to take off Robles, who's not having a good game at all, bring on Doty, put Mills up into the poacher position, And if I had another striker on the bench, I'd take Mills off as well. But as it is, I'll take off Ovenden and bring on Ryan Case. Swap those two over and leave it at that for now. I don't want to bring on Hinchcliffe because Tim's been our best player. Fixter's there and he's scored as well. I said he wasn't going to do it. He wasn't doing anything. I don't really know where my set-piece instructions went wrong to have my left winger flying in on the end of a corner, but that's exactly where he was. And he's doing a chicken dance to celebrate. Yeah, let's proceed with the tactical changes. It's the worst that could happen. I might even take Danny Mills off and bring Hinchcliffe on and just have Doty up front. I would definitely take Danny Mills off, bring Hinchcliffe on, and put... I mean, that's a problem. If Mills is properly injured, that is going to be a problem. We're going to kind of have to go to... Why can't I stick him out there? It's almost like a reverse Special K we've got going on here now. Can he not do that? Can he do that? So he can do that. He just going to sit there on support. Should we go full on strikerless? Because he's an attacking midfielder. What do you want to be? Playmaker on attack? Go for it, little fella. I might stick you up there as well. Can you do that? You can. There we go. So we're going to play with two wingers but no striker. A playmaker in the middle. And then, I mean, we've run out of players. What are you going to do? I don't know if this is going to work. But if it does, Kev's a tactical genius again. Kev does tactics, after all. I've said my own name too many times on this video. Don't do that anymore. Now I'm talking to myself. Have we won this game yet? We seem to have a lot of players forward for a team that's not playing with any forwards. But there's Minahan out to Otim, one of many wingers that we've got on the pitch at the moment. And for some reason, they're not falling over each other. Otim, loads of space, but nobody in the middle. Who'd have thought? And there you go. We should be able to defend because we're tripled up on this side. Hinchcliffe plays it forward to Otim. We should be dominating them down the right-hand side of the pitch here, and we're really not. We are up to third place in the league, though, which is very pleasant. And here's Fixter, who misses out, and we won 3-0. So as long as Danny Mills isn't properly injured, a good day for everybody. If Danny Mills has a serious injury, I go back to my previous comments. We do need to keep him fit if we're going to get promoted. So let's have a look what's happened to him. 3 weeks for a concussion. I mean, how... He must have landed on his head, because there's no one who's able to clash heads with the 6'5" monster. But, not ideal. But I guess this gives us a chance to try some more options out up front. Just the one change, and it's forced upon us for the Hungerford game. Then Doty comes in for the injured Danny Mills. Lucas makes his way back onto the bench. Doty, remember we started the season with him in behind Robles, and really if I was playing everyone in their best positions, that's where he should be playing. And Doty is one of our best players, but has really struggled to find his place in the team. We're going to play him up front with Robles because I don't want to go back to that flat front, the 1-and-1, which really didn't work for Robles for the first few games of the season. But it is a concern that Doty, who's played the majority of this season up front, albeit mostly off the bench and forgetting those 2 or 3 games he played in central midfield, he's not yet scored a goal for us. So he needs, if he's going to properly deputise for Danny Mills, he needs a performance today. Otherwise, we have got Jamie Lucas sat there on the bench who is still whinging about the lack of first team opportunity, and Doty will find himself falling further and further down the pecking order here. And ideally, I think he's probably someone we'd be looking to move on. I don't see that we're going to be able to switch up our system enough to accommodate him. We've got very strong wingers and 2 very good strikers, and in a world where all that is true, I don't see how we make a guy work who can only play as an attacking midfielder, because it just doesn't seem to work for him. So if we got any kind of offer for him, I'd probably be looking to accept it. Although he's just made a goal for Robles there, he takes it all back, because if he's going to be an assist machine alongside Robles for the next few weeks, I can live with that. It would just be nice to see him weigh in with a few goals of his own. He is supposed to be an accomplished striker, but I mean that was a lovely little cut across for Robles, so I could live with a bit more of that. If that's how things are going to be, I'm happy. Right, they've not even had a shot on target yet. Goodness me. Minahan, it goes over from long range. He hadn't necessarily been my first choice right back until Compton was injured, but Minahan is the only other set-piece specialist we've got. So for as long as Compton is out, Minahan kind of has to play every game at right back, because he's then taking all the set-pieces as well. But I don't know, Kilgore might be my first choice when Compton is back again. and move what's-his-face, the centre-back whose name I can't remember, back into the back four. But at the moment, Kilgore's in at centre-back and seemed to be doing a perfectly adequate job. Gallagher with a chance to shoot, takes far too long over it, and now we could be caught out by the counter here, but Osborne does very well and then gets pulled back massively. Can we have a little bit of a yellow card there, ref? No yellow cards? Ridiculous. So they've still not had a shot on target. Half an hour in, they've only had 2. They've now had a shot on target, but we've been dominating the possession, and really we should be more than 1-0 up at this time. I am a little bit concerned that after quite a dominant first half, it's only 1-0, and with a defence as leaky as ours, stuff like that can always happen, and we're a little bit lucky to get away with that there. We don't really want any repeats of that. I think that's probably the first clear-cut chance of the game, and it fell to them, despite our apparent dominance, which, no, thank you. Right, Fixter's not having a very good game. Henchcliffe can play on the left wing, albeit not very well. So I might bring Fixter off in the next 10 or 15 minutes and bring Henchcliffe on to go on that left-hand side. Might even try out one of these fancy inverted wingers that I hear so much about, as he's going to be a right winger playing on the left wing. That's what an inverted winger is, isn't it? It's basically an inside forward playing further back. So I guess it's worth experimenting with, and we've conceded a goal. So, as predicted, after all of that dominance, although to be fair to Hungerford, they've had 2 clear-cut chances to our 1, so we were officially, under Kev's rules, stop it, we were officially, under my rules, mugging them at that point. I can't remember my own terminology. We were mugging them. Now it's level, and we'd quite like to get back into a position of mugging. Right, I'm thinking it might be time for that change that we were just talking about on the left wing. Although we'll let this highlight play out and see what comes of it. If they score here, I kind of wish I made the change a little bit sooner. But they are in... Oh, for goodness sake. Where are this lot in the league? Hungerford, who are they? Down in the relegation zone. I mean, why do these things have to happen? We play so well. We look so good. And even in this game, we dominate the first half. And then, I mean, look at even on the pass completion, tackles 1, headers 1, average ratings even. We're ahead of them on every stat, apart from clear-cut chances. So they've carved out a couple of good chances and scored twice. And that's just very upsetting. Right, Robles in loads of space with loads of time and should have scored. It came back off the crossbar. It was a lovely through ball from Doty, who is actually having a pretty decent game as a support striker. Minahan with the free kick goes just over. I was supposed to be making a substitution. Why is nobody reminding me of that? Why can't I pause the game? Pause. There we go. Right. We want to get Henchcliffe on that side, and we want to make him an inverted winger just to see how they work. Let's experiment with the inverted winger. And I think we might just... In fact, I could have brought off Tim, who's having an even worse game than Fixter was. But... I've committed to this experiment now, so we'll just make that one change. And now I'm thinking maybe we get Lucas on. Hold on, let's look at the proper tactics screen. Get Lucas on, throw Tim. Get Doty in there. Yeah, this is working for me. And then if we move Ovenden over that side, still as the Carrilero, he can cover this gap. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, but we've got a defensive left back and a guy covering the gap plus a deep line foot. Forget that gap's there. Henchcliffe can't do that though, so we'll just stick him out there on support. I mean, this is not going to work, is it? But it's going to be a fun few minutes while we figure that out for ourselves. We'll bring Case on from Minahan. Despite all of what I was saying about set-piece takers, his set-pieces have been rubbish today. So let's let someone else have a go. Case hasn't had an opportunity at right-back really all season, despite that being the position he was pretty much ever-present in last year before I turned up. So it's only fair to give him the opportunity. We need to get back into this game. Attack, for goodness sake. We've got a really good front three on now, and nothing. No, we're not even going to get a highlight, are we? Look at those stats. We should not be losing this game. Even though they've had more clear-cut chances, I feel like I'm on the receiving end of a mugging. Right, are we going to get a chance to have an attack here? No, it looks like they're just going to carve us open because we haven't got a left-hand side at all. My experiment with the inverted winger lasted ages, as you saw. I'm none the wiser about what they do. Right, Doty to Lucas. Robles, this is what I was hoping for. Get Henchcliffe involved as well. Instead, tucks it back into Doty, who is fouled, I think. And Stone wins the header back. Gallagher intercepts. Robles chasing through again as he scores this time. In the 93rd minute, we grab an equaliser that I guess we kind of deserved. Looking at the stats, I think there was a couple of shouts for last-ditch fouls that weren't given. We've had far more shots, more on target, same clear-cut chances, more half chances, more possession, more corners. We are better on every single stat. We didn't deserve to lose this game. And I kind of feel like we should have won it. But at least we've managed to grab a last-ditch equaliser. And I hope they don't go and grab a winner here because that would just be sickening. And luckily, they don't. I don't think I'm going to use this particular tactic again. But it was, it was effective. It got us back into the game. Should have done a little bit better though. And poor Chris Gallagher looks stressed. He's basically been the midfield by himself. But we're still up in 5th place. The goal for the season is promotion. I don't think the board are expecting me to win the league. Hold on, let's double check. Competition performance. Our minimum aim is to reach the playoffs. And if we have a look at what the pre-season expectation was from the media, they are expecting a 5th place finish. So we're exactly on par at the moment, which is fine. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you pop a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for brand new Football Manager content at 4 PM and 9 PM every day. And thank you very much for watching.